hopefully you can see this right now. And again, we're on day 5. And we are working on shifting your thinking. And we have been talking about how you as an entrepreneur are creating a new identity as you build a new business. And we're looking at the way your thoughts, actions, emotions, beliefs, and words help you to really broadcast what it is that you are doing. Yeah, so this is the, if you are just tuning in for the first time today, I use this little symbol to show you how all of these components, these 5 components, so the emotions you feel, the thoughts you think, the words you say, your beliefs, and your actions affect your literal vibration. And so today we're really going to focus on one component of that, and that is the power of the word. And I cannot emphasize how important this is for you as an entrepreneur to really consider and think of. Hi, Joyce, welcome. So really, words are incredibly powerful. They can create or destroy. They can expand or contract our vibration and our energy. They can make us or people that we're talking to feel good or bad. And so what I'm going to suggest here is that you think about your words and how sometimes they may be based in kind of a framework of scarcity or scarcity thinking. So this is what our goal here is to help you shift into a prosperity thinking. So I'm just going to give you an example here, and this is of a client who was recently leaving a big career, and she was really, really smart, had a lot of degrees, was very, very masterful in her area, and yet she was really afraid that she would not be able to support herself through her own business. And so one of the things that we realized is that she was unconsciously using words internally to shut herself down and to say things like, well, I can't afford that. I don't know if I can support myself. And she was thinking these thoughts. So gradually over time, we started to work together and come up with some questions and helped her think, well, what would it look like? What would my business look like if it were prosperous? Like, what would it look like, and how would I feel if this business were doing all the things that I wanted it to do? And so she could get herself into a state of feeling at ease and playful and joyful. And she started to slowly over time shift her words to say things like, my financial well-being is a real priority. Things are unfolding. This is beginning, and I am really committed to making this work. It's going to happen. And she started to shift her words and shift her sense of possibility. And when you close yourself off to possibilities, you actually shift your energy as well. Okay? So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. That's what we're getting at here. So how can you do this? And this is my very quick summary. There is a fabulous program. It's a free website you can go to, designed by and developed by a spiritual life coach and life coach Christy Whitman. It's called watchyourwords.com, and I encourage you to go on there, because this is a way that you can just start to audit what it is with the words that you're using on a daily basis. And we'll get to that in a second in the exercise. But here's just a couple of examples of what I would call scarcity-based words versus prosperity-based words. Okay, because your internal dialogue is equally, if not even more important than your external dialogue. So if you are using words like, I can't afford to, think of shifting them to, it's not a financial priority right now, because you could afford it, but you choose not to invest in that right now. Or I need to. How many times a day do you say, I need to do something? Instead, you can shift that to, I want to do something. I choose to do something. I desire to do it. Again, you're giving yourself agency in this area. How many of you spend time, shoulding all over yourself? I'm sure you've heard that phrase. So I should. How do you switch? How do you shift that wording, whether it's internally or to your customers or your clients, and you say, I would like to. Here are my options. I choose to. And again, another is I try to. And so I'll try to do that. Well, that is actually a scarcity-based word that has a low vibration. Instead, instead of I try to, you can say, I have the ability to. I will do this. Another is I have to. How many times a day do you say to yourself, I got to do this, I have to do this? Instead, you can shift to I choose to or I get to. Right? And then a regret, I shouldn't have done something. You can shift that word internally to yourself to I learned this from that thing that I did. Okay? So that's just a few quickie examples. And the point of all of this is that you can choose to empower, or disempower with your words, and that goes for yourself. And words really are vibrations. They are energy. And, in the beginning was the word, they say, and really for you and this whole cycle of shifting your thinking, it really does start with the words that you use. Okay? So let me just move to the next slide here. Okay, so this is what I was referring to as this kind of, it's just a visual idea of the elements, all these elements that you can become consciously aware of to shift your thinking, okay? And today we're focusing on the bottom circle, which is the words that you say, okay? This is completely in your power. Words are energy, and so you have the ability to make these shifts in your life. So I encourage you to do it. That is the conclusion of today. I will see you next Monday.